basketball, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Players Revolution Sports, Jamie Horton and the Reverend Charles C.W. Gaines. The Crew and the Lions up next for you here on Players Revolution TV, a production of Rev Media.
Skinz League Tournament, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's been a great day. Seen some good basketball. I think we're going to see another good game here. If the uniforms have anything to say about it, these guys are serious. And you know how I feel about uniforms.
Well, the Crew in possession first, winning the jump ball, had a good look at the basket, came up a little bit short there in the red and black with the white numerals. Shooting to the basket at our broadcast right. The Lions, the multicolored uniforms with the white jerseys and the white numerals trimmed in, we'll call it teal.
Yeah, I agree. Miami Dolphin teal.
Both teams over on their first attempt at the basket. Crew in possession. Long three and a long rebound. And the Lions come away with it.
You're not going to know what to do with yourself. They got names on their jerseys. Personal names.
Names that their mom and dad gave them.
There you go with the parents again.
First basket of the game belongs to the Lions. 2-0 with a minute having been played here in the opening half. The Crew back the other direction. And one and done that trip.
You can tell these teams have been playing. Starting to see some good spacing. Some plays actually being called. That was a beautiful shot there. Number 22 in the Lions. Dead aim from 3 points and drained it. 5-0. And another steal. Nice behind the back, no look pass is intercepted. In for the easy two. 5-2. The Crew's getting on the board finally. Again, we've had good steady crowds all day out here today at the Hive. Great facility here in Oklahoma City. The Skinz League 2017 put on by the great Chris Skinner. His lovely wife do a great job with this tournament. Runs smooth as silk. We're proud to be a part of it and be here with ePlay from Players Revolution. We had just announced earlier today that the ePlay app had its first major update. If you haven't had a chance to download that new update, there's some really neat features in there. And the thing we're most proud of is our free e-scorebook. And that is going to change the game quite literally, as the decision has been made to offer the e-scorebook free of charge to any school or organization that wants to use it, and get rid of the old paper scorebooks that have been in use for decades. And the ability to use the e-scorebook to score any basketball game couldn't be any easier now. Just download it, ePlay Basketball in your favorite mobile app store, and begin playing immediately. Whether you're playing a pickup game or a league game in your favorite league or school. And it works just like the old paper system, but everything gets added electronically to your mobile device, and it goes into the database to make up the e-score. And we're super excited about what all that's going to do for gameplay and the ability to track statistics. Another beautiful three-pointer. The Crew, number one from downtown. 10-7 score here. 16 minutes left to go. Drive to the bucket for two. 9-10 is the score. 1 point game. Another fade away. Oh, and hard to the floor, number 22, the Lions. He seems to be up shaking it off. And he'll stay in the game. He came down hard. He seems to shaking it off and is going to stay in the game, as I said. Clock continues to roll. We're at the 15-minute and 24-second mark. As the Lions drive in and kick it out. Number 21, who a Dirk one-legged fadeaway that's too far. The Lions keep control of the ball from way, way downtown. Number 22 misses from 3 points. And the KREW takes over. Pleased to be joined by Ryan Gerardo, who is the president and CEO of Revolution Sports Properties, ePlay.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you, Ryan. You've been busy over there on the computer. I understand that there's been a long and much anticipated update to the ePlay platform.
Yes.
And we were just talking a minute ago about the update and most importantly the e-score and how the e-score is going to change the game.
Yep, and I am not the man to think for that.
Well, we were bragging a little while ago on Andrew Hemmings and Chris and his
Yes.
crew that do such a great job, and they've outdone themselves with the e-score book. Let's talk just a little bit about how big of a game changer the e-score book truly has a chance to be. Why are you so excited about the update today?
Well, it makes adoption of our app, for us, it makes adoption a lot easier. It literally goes in place of a paper scorebook that we can look over at the scorers table right now and see that they're using. All you do is simply go into the app and launch a game, and you're able to input all the players, like the full rosters, right then and there. So you don't have to sign up or do anything before a game actually starts. Now, if you want to, it makes the process a little bit easier, but this process is now so simple and so easy that anybody should be able to do it, and you can do it on the fly. And that really solves the biggest adoption problem we had, which was the requirement to get full rosters to us before a game starts.
I know that's been a source of frustration, really. You spent many years as a league manager, as a coach, as a ref, really every role in organized basketball, and that can be such a pain. It's amazing that really there's not been any innovations in the scorekeeping in decades.
Yeah, I mean, there are scorekeeping apps that you can use, and ours is just like those. But the beauty of ours is how quickly you can get players put onto it and get a game started. And then the real beauty of it is after the game, so we see a three-point shootout.
Beautiful
going
shot
on.
there.
Yeah,
the Lions.
The real
got a one-point game, by the way.
Yeah, this is a good game. The real beauty of it, though, is not just in the ability to scorekeep a game live, but it's also what happens after.
Right. So I mean, much more than just having an app for a couple of bucks that you can use to do it with a tablet or your phone. It's what's done with that data. We were talking just a little bit about what makes ePlay special and the e-score and being able to create career statistics. I don't think that the basketball community really knows what it's getting, what's about to happen. And so that's going to be fun to watch. It really is going to be fun to watch.
It is.
And there's going to be some that don't want to adopt and or are going to be slow. But I just think the way that we're going about it and putting the player, it was built by players and by participants for them. And so
that's exactly right.
This was not a big tech play per se. This was not a big money play. It was about creating the tools that you so desperately needed when you were a promoter and
that's right.
and an organizer and whatnot. So we got a good game here. Really, a lot's been going on here. The Lions have been taking it to the KREW. We got a 20-17 game with 11:05 left to go. And
does the three-point game qualify as taking it to them?
Well, a little bit. They have been jacking up some shots. That's for sure. That's for sure. I've been bragging on the uniforms.
Oh, the uniforms are.
Yeah.
These are the best uniforms we've seen today, no doubt. If the uniforms won you points, I mean, we'd be in a great game here, which actually we still are. So maybe they do.
On the heels of the update to the app, I announced that thanks to the good folks at Big City Sportswear, we've got a brand new apparel store, and so listeners can go log on to the ePlay or the Players Revolution apparel store and get their ePlay gear, and that's exciting. And so that's just getting started.
Very thankful to Big City Sports. They've been a phenomenal partner of ours, and they really put some quality stuff out there. So yeah, we definitely encourage you to go check that out and go rep the Revolution.
I think being able to have some branded gear was important to help spread the Revolution, but to give a quality resource to these teams to get really high-quality uniforms was something we wanted to do. And so
stuff like we're seeing here today.
Yeah, without question, Joe and his team could put something together for that. So
quite easily.
Go check that out at bigcitysportswear.com and tell them we said, hey, they're good folks. We're excited to be partnered with them. So 9:36 remain in this game, 22-17. And
interesting move.
I don't know what you quite call that, but
the skid stop, which is not a legal move.
I appreciate you joining me, Jamie, who we ride. Let's face it, he's the man when it comes to broadcasting. We ride his broad shoulders.
Yes,
had to
we
step
do.
away for just a minute, so
not a
hope
problem.
everything's great with him, and he'll be back in just a little bit. But so real quick, there's a lot going on. I don't know quite how you've kept it all together. You're going to be expecting your first child pretty soon.
Oh, me?
And that's pretty exciting. Well, your wife, but
yeah,
you,
technically.
You have been
it's an exciting time.
Pretty awesome. And
it's
so
an exciting time.
Point guard?
No, well, depends on which level he's playing at. By the time he gets to the NBA, he's probably going to end up a point guard. But so we'll develop those ball handling skills nice and early. But if he's anything like me, he'll probably end up being one of the taller kids in his class. So he'll get to play every position on his journey to the NBA.
I'm afraid by the time he gets to the NBA, there's going to be 5 point guards on the court at the same time.
At the rate we're going, that's absolutely true, and that's a favorite topic of discussion of mine with Jamie, is talking about positionless basketball and where the game is headed. The interesting thing to me is going to be, does it ever revert?
Is it cyclical? It's going to come back around.
Is it cyclical? Right. I mean, does it get to a point where it would be such a norm to have, basically a guard-heavy lineup, that if you do end up with a decent or a relatively dominant big man, would he be such a rarity that he would be, the deciding factor in who the best team is? That's what I'm wondering.
Common sense seems to think that you would have to let the pendulum switch back, because the only way to combat that at some point would be to say, well, let's come out with a freak of nature like Shaq and see if you can stop him, and we're just going to dump him down in the paint again. But as long as you can continue to hit the outside shot, and unless you change the rules, it's going to be extremely difficult.
Well, the thing that gets me though is if shots around the rim are and I guess what we're seeing is this is not panning out, but the Houston Rockets employ an interesting tactic, and you've seen I remember the Phoenix Suns of the mid-2000s probably being about the first team I saw do this. It's like dunks and three-pointers only.
Right.
Like mid-range, don't even worry about it. Dunks or a three-pointer or a layup. But, finishing within 2 feet or finishing outside the arc. One of the two ways. And, I mean, the thing is, your points scored around the rim are theoretically more... They're higher percentage, they're more productive because you end up getting fouled. My question is, as the pendulum does swing, you would think that we would be coming to a point soon even where if you employ that type of tactic where you try and get as many 2-pointers as you possibly can, or just no mid-range shots, I would think that would be a pretty successful route. Just looking at it from the numbers and a logical perspective, that might not be true, especially if you can shoot a high enough clip from the three to make up for the fact that the other team's getting 2-pointers more often than you're scoring.
Let me ask you this, based on the physical nature, the evolution of the player, if you will, is the 3-point shot basically just like a two-pointer for mere mortals. I mean, at some point, it's like it's a shot, and so the three-point is not much different than shooting it from 12 feet.
You know, it's funny. I used my ePlay app the other day to get a pickup game going, and we ended up playing down at a church near where I live, and we ended up playing against there's some kids up there at the park that were a lot younger than us. A lot younger than us is rather embarrassing, but
so let me see if I get this straight. As the president and CEO of ePlay, you take a multi-million-dollar application and then take on kids about 4-5 years younger than you, so you can crush them.
They just showed up. In theory, yes.
They had no idea what they were walking into.
But we had no idea what we were walking into because these kids grew up. I mean, I called them.
Oh no, you got schooled.
Called them the generation of Steph. I mean, just three after three after three. And I personally, I'm a three-point shooter, but I had some guys on my team that were not. They're big guys. And man, when you play make it take it, you never see the ball. It is like a layup out there for them. So I'm not going to say that we lost to them, but was it scary that we were about to lose to some? Ooh, so we see a ferocious block.
That was a swat from the Lions and for the flush.
Easily.
32, the big man.
Very easy.
3-point game, 27-24. So talk to me a little bit about the phenomenon of 3-on-3, both from a national standpoint and from an ePlay standpoint. I understand that's become quite a topic for Players Revolution and in the ePlay universe.
Yeah. It's Ice Cube. It's been 3-on-3's been cool for a long time. I back in the day played in Hoop It Up, which is a ton of fun. Just a street 3-on-3 tournament. I think we're the 2009 champions or something like that. Nobody forget that.
Yeah, you need to get that in there.
But it's it kind of started dwindling here over the past few years. It really 3-on-3 made a comeback in earnest when Ice Cube set up the big three, it's been kind of rolling, been kind of hot this summer. So we're kind of taking our stab at it. It's a format that's heating up, and the cool thing is it's a format that's pretty easy to play. You don't get too tired just playing there in half court, and it's a lot of fun. Everybody has a good time playing it. So we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see how it goes. Obviously, it's not a game at the same speed or same level as the one we're watching here today. But it certainly is one that's fun to play, and I think it's going to be pretty popular.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how it blossoms under the ePlay system, because I think it's amazing to me when you were sharing with me. First of all, the amount of people that play basketball in the United States is still staggering to me. And then number two, of those people that do play, I mean, how few of them are in an organized situation? It's just crazy to me. So there's this amazing mass of people that enjoy the game, but for whatever reason haven't made the jump to something like this, and may never do that.
Right.
Which I believe is part of what excites you so much about ePlay, and it's that untapped market.
Yeah. We say that 1 in 4. We just look at the facts, and 1 in 4 adults plays sports in some capacity, but of those, only 1 in 7 are playing in an organized league or a tournament like the one we're watching here today. Oppose that to 1 in 2 kids playing in an organized format. So there are reasons why people as adults kind of get away from playing the game organized and just start playing pickup in a park. And we believe we've kind of figured out, as you see a nice pull up there, we believe we've kind of figured out some of those issues being time and money that aren't necessarily issues for your kids. You're willing to allocate the time and money for them, but for yourself, you just play when convenient. And whew,
Lions with the big flush to bring it even at 31 with 1 minute left in the half.
So yeah, we think that we've kind of perhaps cracked a code to try and get those people that are out there playing unorganized, get them playing in games that count. But even if not, the ePlay app is there to help them find more and better free pickup games if that's what they're looking for.
a frenzy here right before half of the Lions taking it to KREW. We've got a tie game with 33 seconds left.
I again have to ask you, in a tied game, are the Lions really taking it to KREW?
Yes, because they were behind.
As we see KREW here getting demolished by 0.
Wow, okay, I've missed Jamie already.
Yeah, I'm brutal.
Oh, gosh.
Jamie let that slide. I won't stand for it.
Oh, gosh.
We're having fun.
He can make the excitement. We had a pretty boring game earlier, but he did a good job of making it come alive. So.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
What do you think about this gym? This is quite a facility.
Hive.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot. You know, we've been in a lot of facilities sort of similar to this one, but I would say this one is as nice as any that we've ever been in. Maybe except the MAC in Dallas.
I cannot wait for the community to discover the MAC.
Yep. We've got some great stuff coming as we watch the game be played without the clock running.
That's one way to catch up and really take it to the other team.
Oh, looking for the dunk there.
Hard to the basket from KREW. Still 30 seconds left. It's been the longest 30 seconds in basketball history. Once the ePlay app is tied directly to the clock, that will not be a problem.
Well, it's something that we'll have a much better way of actually being able to point out to.
Now we're rolling it off.
Because we, sitting here in the broadcast booth, will be running on the exact same platform that they are in scorekeeping.
Chris. Seconds roll off the clock, and the Lions get off
steal
a
and
crazy shot.
We have seen a couple of full court
That's been crazy.
shots that have been very, very close. No
33-31, the KREW up. We got a little discrepancy in the end of the game. But I think that takes us to the halftime. And
number 3, my bad.
Chris, got a second?
Uh-oh.
I saw the man walk by.
The man
and
himself.
He had,
Get this man some headphones.
He had, he does a little bit of everything. I told you that he and his lovely wife put this event on. It's been seamless. It's been incredible. I've seen him work at the front gate. I've seen him put a jersey on and play. I saw him back down this huge guy a minute ago, and now he's delivering chili dogs. The man does it all.
He's
Chris
a man
Skinner.
of people.
Trey.
How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm pretty good, man. I appreciate y'all coming down.
Oh, man, it's our pleasure. We are so excited. We've been looking forward to this day on the calendar for some time, and we've seen some good basketball. And, again, I'm not just blowing air up your skirt there. This is a quality event. You do a great job. It is run seamlessly. And congratulations.
This is one of the better run events we've been to yet. I mean, just in terms of keeping things on time, keeping it rolling, it's been fantastic.
And doing
Now try.
you hear me now? Yeah, you got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so you do everything but running the mic very well. You got to
I'm
work
not very
on that
well
a
at
little
that.
bit.
You know, I was on African American Idol at one point in time.
Oh, we got to get you to sing then.
No, I'm
That's
just
what we got
playing.
to get.
Nah, man, me and my wife, man, we take a lot of pride in doing what we do. You know what I mean? So,
Well, you do a great job of it, and we're so proud to be aligned with you guys, and we're just getting started. We're excited. Ryan and I were just talking about the ePlay app. Just had a brand new update, and one of the big features is we've got what we call the e-scorebook. And so for those situations where you just want to do a game immediately, it replaces the paper scorebook. So you can actually do it right on the spot without having to, before the game, having everybody put their information in, or if for some reason they're not on the app, we're making it a lot easier. And we're giving that scorebook away to every single basketball team in America, every high school,
Really?
every junior high,
oh, that's
free
cool.
of charge. How cool is that?
That'll definitely help my girl Drea out over here. She'd love that.
She was looking over Ryan's shoulder a minute ago, kind of drooling.
Oh, yeah, she
about
loved that.
doing that. But
Oh, man.
tell me a little bit about what the plans are for Skinz coming up in the future. I know you've always got something going.
Skinz. That's my guy, man. That's Eric Nuncio. Y'all need to get an interview with him after this game. He's
All
from
right.
San Antonio.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Oh, man, next I got my ALS tournament. I don't know if y'all seen, but the guy that's in the wheelchair, that's my best friend. And he's the whole reason why I do all of this. And that's his. The next thing I do is his tournament in October. Y'all need to get an interview with him. That'd be good.
We'd love to. We'd love to. Well, we know this is a labor of love for you. You put a lot of time and effort into this. And, again, we're excited to see what we can do in a small way to help grow this league and what you're doing and your footprint in the Oklahoma City area and beyond. So we're super, super excited about that. again, you got that event coming up in October. Is that an invitational tournament, or is it much like this, or what's the format?
Oh yeah, it's about like this. You know, everything. I'm not giving nothing out for that. You know, that's all. That's a charity event. Last year we gave him $12,000. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And it shows a lot of love for him. It shows a lot of love for me that teams like this, elite teams, will come out and play in a charity event like that. And you know what I mean? They know they ain't getting nothing but a T-shirt.
That's awesome.
That's
incredible.
So I take a lot of pride. That's my favorite tournament to run.
Oh, I can imagine.
That's amazing.
Real quick before we let you go, your thoughts on the tournament so far, some of the teams, any upsets you've seen, or what to expect here as the tournament goes along?
Man, what really surprising me right now is how these smaller teams, man, and it's crazy that small ball is starting to take over in like pro-ams. These smaller teams are running these big teams to death.
Isn't that crazy? We were just talking about that
We
a
were
minute ago.
just literally just talking about that.
It's crazy, man, and I love it. You know what I mean? Let basketball turn back into a small man sport. I'm only 6 foot my dang self, so.
Well, just in watching your jump man just stay in the game with that team was just, we thought this is going to be a runaway. But this,
you guys hung with Jeremy Evans' team.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, no disrespect to Jeremy Evans' team, but if we had our regular team, which y'all seen before, that team would have got beat by 30.
Oh, that's the Chris Skinner I know.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Appreciate you, my man.
Appreciate
y'all.
Thank you so much. That's the man, Chris Skinner himself, and
That's
the Skinz
him.
Tournament League, and we're so excited to be here. Be sure to check them out on social media and on their websites. They do great work here. So we're at halftime. We're going to take just a little bit of break, and we'll be back with Jamie Horton, the rest of the broadcast. Hey, talk to us. He is a friend of yours? A high school teammate? Yeah.
Are you guys still pretty close? Charles, are you jumping back on the mic, or are you jumping back on? You want to jump in there? Okay.
You're doing good, really good. Trash? No.
I'm sorry, man.
34-33 after 20 minutes of basketball. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Skinz League basketball on a Saturday afternoon. Jamie Horton, Ryan Gerardo with you. Tell me about the first half. I missed it.
It ended in a net lead of 1 for the Lions.
It's fantastic analysis.
It was good. It was good. High quality basketball. Ooh, yeah. I was about to say we just would have missed a call right there. High quality basketball, lived up to the hype that the uniforms provide. It was honestly it was good stuff. These guys are physical. They're fast. I mean, they have the look and feel of of professional athletes, as we see a tremendously athletic block from the weak side there. So yeah, it was a good half. Very good.
First bucket of the second half belongs to the KREW. Teeter-totter in front here, 35-34, just underway in the second half. Crossover, gets to the bucket, and into the body of the defender with a left hand. No good, but he draws the foul. Will go to the line for a pair.
The level of physicality between these guys and some of the teams we saw earlier it's a stark contrast, and you've got to think that as we get to the later rounds of this tournament and we see more physical teams start to play less, that we're going to see push come to shove on that. That said, we have seen smaller teams perform really well. It's just mostly what I'm speaking to is the way that these guys are built, as opposed to the way that the guys before were. These look like they might be D-League players.
There you go, a triple in transition, and that is a tie-breaking 338-35. KREW goes back in front. Shooting to the basket at our broadcast left is the Crew, and to our broadcast right, the Lions in possession of the basketball, trailing by 3. High dribble, right to left.
Ooh.
Around the key, got in close and missed the bunny.
Blew that one.
The Crew the other direction. He thought he might have gotten some contact and was trying to draw a foul. Throws it up with the right hand, no whistle. And no rebound the other direction.
Got the tricks down there.
Driving a kick and a travel as he was making his move along the wing. Took too many steps. Turnover by the Lions, so unable to cash in.
Too many fancy dribbles there. Got to maintain control.
Crew in possession. A lot of one-on-one basketball by the Crew here in the second half. Through the first 2.5 plus of action.
Seen a handful of wild attempts here at the beginning of this half as well.
Lions basketball. Trailing 38-35. There's a good strong move along the baseline.
Sometimes it's good to take a deep breath and kind of regain control.
Put one into
settle it down. Yeah,
put one into the chest of the defender and get an easy bucket.
Instead of some of this windshield wiper stuff we've been seeing here at the very beginning.
38-37, 1-point advantage for the Crew. Lions basketball. Little give and go, and he fumbled it out of bounds. At least it was going out of bounds. He's able to save it in. Now a deep shot, a deep 2 with his toes on the line from the right wing is short. Crew with the rebound. Nice bounce pass up ahead. And a good finish.
Solid finish there.
By the Crew. Looks like we've got a bit of an injury. May have rolled his ankle. Trying to get back on defense. And he'll hobble off. Well, Chris Skinner got looks like some Frito pie maybe.
Yep, something like that. He was generous enough to put that down and give us an interview a little bit earlier.
Well, what kind of details did he give you about how the weekend has been for him so far? What kind of turnout?
Yeah, he did not comment 100% on the turnout, although it's definitely implied it's been good. We complimented him on how well this event runs, kind of like a well-oiled machine. He's managed to get some really great teams in here, and he actually spoke about the ALS tournament that he puts on for his friend that suffers from the disease. It's a 100% charity tournament, and he said they managed to get a good number of highly competitive teams like these to come out and play for nothing but a T-shirt. So it's great stuff that he's working on. That event happens in October, and perhaps we'll be lucky enough to be back for it.
Over and back violation. And a turnover here. It's a 5-point advantage right now for the Crew as they've been on a little miniature 4-0 run. Lions trying to stem the tide here. 15 minutes left to go in this ball game. We've got a couple more games here this Saturday. There's a wild drive left to right through the lane and had it knocked away. And in transition, the Crew beats the defense back down the floor and gets an easy bucket.
Ben is good at staying under control in those instances where you're driving in transition into the body of a defender. He keeps the ball up high and stays under control real well.
I was going to ask where he got his name, and it's on the back of his jersey.
It's on the back of his jersey, yes.
So, good call.
Yep, I'm just working, just playing the cards have been dealt. That is all.
6-0 run here. It's a 7-point advantage, 44-37 for the Crew. As they've come out here and scored 10 points in this 6-minute stretch of the second half. A good look and good body control again by Ben. And, well, you just talked about it, and as if on cue, Ben able to use those hands and that big body of his to
bump him off.
Well, bump him off and good balance, and also for you young guys, always keep the basketball up above your head with two hands and throw it towards the rim. All right, back at you. Trading buckets. Back to an 8-point advantage here for the Crew, 48-40. Their
Nice
largest
pull.
here this second half.
I believe that's the San Antonio skyline we see on the back of the Lions jerseys there. According to Chris, this is a San Antonio-based Lions team we're watching.
That is a good move right there. Spins, able to get it towards the rim. Back rim. That's a dangerous play right there. But the foul.
It was. It's like that guy's playing for $10,000.
So is that, did we get, that's the prize money for this
You know, we
tournament?
did not get the official word on what the final prize is going to be, but that was how it was advertised.
Timeout on the floor, 48-40, Crew on top of the Lions. 12:48 left to go in this basketball game. Again, Jamie Horton and Ryan Gerardo courtside with you here. In Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Hive. Skinz League basketball, one of several tournaments that Chris Skinner, he and his wife put these tournaments on year-round. And it's the second time we've had an opportunity to come up here and be a part of Skinz League basketball. The first one was kind of their weekly league that they do. And we had a good time with that. Especially it was on draft night, matter of fact, that we were here. So that would have been, what, April? When is draft night for NBA? That April's...
I thought it was May.
Maybe May.
I thought it was May. It was a while back. Had a great dinner at the local Olive Garden establishment. Something that doesn't sound too bad right now.
48-40 out of the timeout. 8-point advantage for the Crew in possession of the basketball. A drive, and boy, a good block, good D. Rode him on the hip all the way there, and boy, that's a tough outlet pass.
He's coming for another one.
Left-handed finger roll, another block. The Lions with back-to-back good defensive possessions, and there's a good drive and a finish on the finger roll. 4-point swing right there, and it's back down to a 6-point advantage for the Crew.
He is quick. He'll get from end to end in a blur.
That's a good, strong move right there.
Strong move. We really are seeing out of the Crew. We are seeing the best of big man basketball here. Strong basketball. They're not a 3-point happy team by any stretch, but they do. And that was a JaVale McGee-esque move right there.
Shaq to the fool.
Wow.
There's a block.
Lions stand tall sometimes, though, but they bring it right to them every single time.
Well, they're challenging shots, too, and that's, sometimes all you can ask for or want defensively is just challenge shots.
Right. It is going to be very interesting to see how these guys in later rounds end up performing against some of the smaller teams. And we have had trends lately of smaller teams performing well against these larger teams.
50-42, 8-point advantage for the Crew. Lions in possession along the left block, backing his man in, turns over that right shoulder, and again a little bit too strong on the shot. A near steal on the rebound on the outlet pass, and the ball will stay down here with the Crew. Almost halfway through this second half, as we're under 11 minutes now for the half. A quick three, right wing, strange rotation on that shot.
A rare three for that team.
Now in transition. I think he might have got a piece.
Yeah, I was going to say if he
might have got a piece from behind.
If he didn't, I don't know how.
Good look, good dump off inside. And quick and active hands. And the Lions get an easy bucket. It's, again, back to a 2-possession advantage here for the Crew. At the foul line, dumping it off inside, and that one's blocked away off the glass. And now pass out up ahead. He tried to go for the right-handed flush, no good. The rebound tipped up, no good, and the Crew with the rebound. 50-44, they'll push up ahead, and there's a left-handed finish.
The Crew does not care about contact. They welcome it.
Another dump off inside, and boy, that's too easy. And if you're gonna foul, or if you get that far down underneath the basket, you wrap him up, make sure he can't get the ball up. Bad play all the way around right there, but a chance at old-fashioned 3-point play here for the Lions. Trailing by 6, have a chance to cut this thing to 5.
A moment ago we saw for the first time that I can remember in a good while. KREW was running a two post set where they literally had big men on either block posted up. Haven't seen that in a long time.
Since the 80s, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there. It's like watching the Bad Boys down there or something.
Or when Mark Gasol and Zach Randolph were on
there
the
we
same
go.
team.
There we go.
A drive, a left-handed finish, the hoop and the harm, and the Lions with a chance to get this thing down to 3 with a made foul shot. You know, I was talking about Kenny Anderson a little bit on the way up here. Number 3 kind of resembles Kenny Anderson.
He kind of does. Smaller guy, real quick.
Yep.
Definitely not afraid of a little contact.
But a young Kenny Anderson.
Yeah.
Boy, and he undercuts. That's a good, quick defensive play right there. And
yeah. He's quick.
He got to that basketball and then was fouled, I believe. Are they going to call the foul on him? Yeah, they're going to get him for the foul, but
he was working with a 50-pound, 75-pound disadvantage there. Coming right down on top of him.
And move for the KREW with a bucket. There he goes, driving in again. No good, and the rebound, a loose ball foul.
You know, I think our young Kenny Anderson might spend maybe 30 to 35% of his time in a basketball game on the floor, like literally having crashed onto the floor. He is getting after it at all times. Complete disregard.
Got to go hard all the time.
Yes, and he is personifying that right now.
And it's a carry. It's a good call.
You don't always see that called today. Nice to see the game called as it was intended. You don't always see that, that's for sure.
6-point advantage, 48-54. KREW on top of the Lions. He'll pull back and fire a 3 from the right wing, no good, and the rebound with 2 white jerseys surrounding him, and his outlet pass is stolen away.
That was an athletic play right there.
He'll toss into the corner for a 3, no good, and a rebound tap back over in the right corner, this time from inside the arc. He'll knock one down from about 18 feet right of the lane. 4-point advantage here for the KREW, 54-50, 6:40 left to go for the ball game.
If I were the GM of either of these teams, I'd be looking for a 3-and-D guy.
Trying to draw the offensive foul right there, and no good on the shot. Left it short. Lions push up ahead in the other direction. He'll fire a 3 from the left wing, left it short. KREW with the rebound and a foul on the outlet pass, or before the outlet pass rather. 54-50. KREW with a 4-point advantage. And there's a steal, or a near steal.
Great hustle. Fortunately, it's going to bite them. They don't get back.
Trying to dump it off inside and off the hands of the Lions. It'll stay with the KREW down here on this left side of the floor, or on the left side of our broadcast.
That was one of those instances where a deflection was the last line of defense. if there was a catch made, that's 2 points.
KREW in possession, a drive and a kick on that right elbow, a head fake. Now gets it back over on the right baseline and throws up a little one-handed floater. No good, and a rebound into the hands of the Lions. They'll bring it into the front court along that left side, that far side. Drives around his man along the baseline. Got his man up in the air, and he's fouled, and we'll go to the line for a couple of shots here.
Coming down on 5 minutes remaining here in a 4-point game. Got the KREW out front, playing a physical brand of basketball. And the Lions really not too far behind that. They are certainly standing toe-to-toe with the KREW. See a free throw made. Got ourselves now a 3-point game, 51-54.
Chance to get it to within a bucket. And he finds that the iron is kind to him that time. Hit the front rim and got a soft bounce. 54-52, 2-point advantage here for the Crew.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I see over there the guy that runs that bar.
They're here. The Flamingo.
Okay, the Flamingos. So they have a team in this event?
I would think so. They were really good, and we saw them at that Skinz League basketball league that we were a part of, and we got a tie game, 54-54. Right back the other direction, a foul on the shot, no good, but it'll go to the line for a pair. Under 4 minutes to play now as it's officially crunch time in this one.
They don't necessarily look dressed to play. Of course, actually, you know, that large bearded man over there played with them, I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, and I saw their point guard here too earlier.
Okay, they must be in it to win it. We've got teams falling like flies right now, though. It might be a ghost town in here tomorrow. With how many teams we get cut down today?
Yeah, 54-54 after the first missed foul shot. The second one's good, so he splits them, and the Crew goes back in front. But a chance here for the lead for the Lions, trailing 55-54 as we tick down close to the 3-minute mark of the ball game. Looking to post along the right side, and a little bit too much body down there along that right block, and a foul committed by the Crew.
A little unhappiness with the officiating there on the part of the Crew.
Looked like a good call.
Yeah, I would say.
Like trying to split the double team, gets it out. A drive and then a kick along the left baseline. Good pass and a good job of getting into the body of the defender and forcing the action, and a 2-shot foul upcoming.
I believe he thought we were the right place to take up a score debate.
First foul shot is missed. He front rimmed it, so the best he can do is tie this one up.
Coming down 2 minutes here.
Splits the foul shots, and we got a tie ball game at 55 as we're under 2 minutes to play in this one. The Crew and the Lions, Crew with the basketball, will fire a three from the right wing, and it's in and out, no good. Rebound of the Lions. They'll push it into the front court. He doesn't have numbers, but he takes it all the way in himself anyways. Blows past the defender with the right hand. Lays it up and in. It's 57-55. Lions in front. 90 seconds left.
This is not a stage of the game where you can afford to fall asleep.
A left-handed floater, and that's a beauty as well.
That goes both ways.
Right back at you. And all square at 57 apiece. Into the front court with the basketball go the Lions. Tries to cross over. And we're going to have a timeout. As he lost the basketball and slipped, went down to the floor and gathered it enough to afford himself a timeout from the official. So 57 all, 78 seconds left in this one. Where do you go if you're the Lions?
That is a fantastic question. At the rate this game is going, you probably go to the small point guard they got, the quick Kenny Anderson lookalike. That's probably where I'd go with it first. This is, to me, a place that it would be nice to have yourselves a three-point specialist on your team, but I can't say that we've necessarily seen that out of them today. So spreading the floor might not be on the table for them. So it's going to the rim one way or another.
So out of the timeout.
Officials are doing a good job of maintaining control over this game. It seems like any issues that pop up, they really kind of nip it in the bud. See a deflection there on the inbound. Three's having a difficult time keeping control, and we see the steal and the score there by the Crew, and they now hold a 2-point lead with under a minute to play.
A transition, that one just inside the arc. He left it short. Not a good possession there for the Lions. 50 seconds left in this one. The Crew with a drive. Boy, a lot of dribbling and a lot of passing. Oh, boy, it could have been a foul right there. Nonetheless, the Lions come away with it. Trailing here by a bucket. Spinning inside and losing the basketball. Goes into the corner, and that's a three for the lead, and he buried it.
There it is.
60-59. Under 30 to play. The Crew in possession, trailing by a digit.
I take back everything I ever said about the Lions' three-point shooting.
Crosses his man over. Now on the left wing, just inside the arc, he'll swing it over for a right wing three. Right back at you. Back rim, no good. Lions with the rebound and a foul along the baseline with 10.4 left in this one.
Still need another foul. We're still here on this inbound for the Crew.
And we'll get a foul. Nice job by that man staying out of our camera.
Yes, that was a legitimate concern I had.
I much appreciated that. So the best they can do here is keep it a one-possession game and extend it to a three-point advantage. With 8 seconds left, both teams with still one timeout at their disposal. And with the NBA rules, you get a timeout, you can advance the ball to half court, and he'll knock down the first foul shot. So this second one is uber crucial to make it a three-point game, and the best that the Crew can do is tie with a long one as opposed to running out of the gym with a walk-off. Calmly steps to the foul line and knocks down two very clutch foul shots. 62-59. Timeout on the floor as the Crew will take their final timeout of the game. They'll advance it to half court with 8 seconds left on the clock, and the best they can do here is tie this one up. Do not foul a jump shooter.
Number one rule. So 8 seconds. That's definitely a three-pointer, right?
You got plenty of time. You got plenty of time here.
You do, but it's not two and foul, right?
No.
Yeah, I
no,
would
no,
agree.
no. But I mean, yeah, but you definitely have plenty of time here to set up.
Especially not without that timeout they just burned. So it's a three-point requirement here.
So it'll be Crew basketball. Trailing by 3 here. They'll advance the half court for the inbound. And it looks like the Lions will pressure up here a little bit, try to force the action into the front court. He'll fire a three for the tie, no good. The rebound, a turn, a fire for the tie, and he got it at the buzzer.
Unreal.
Overtime is on its way.
Wow. Highlight of the tournament right there. Unbelievable turnaround shot. Wow.
The long rebound, he chased it down in the corner, and he turned over that left shoulder and fired and knocked it down, and we got free basketball coming your way. Unbelievable shot.
We've got Charles Gaines with the standing ovation over there. That's how you know it was good.
If you're the Lions, you couldn't have played that any better. That was perfect defense.
Yep.
You had an opportunity at a rebound. The guy just made an impossible shot. I mean, falling away, turning around in one rhythm, in one motion.
Yep. They did all they could.
First 2 minutes, second one, first one to 7.
As Skin is clarifying the rules here for the overtime. First one, 2 minutes.
Yeah, the 2 minute overtime, and then if they're tied after the 2 minutes, it'll be the first team to 7. So
you do have to keep the games moving.
Overtimes.
You got to keep them moving when you got a tournament like this going on. As long as they win.
I missed the first half, so you guys will have to tell me.
Well, you saw the most important thing that happened.
Oh, good block.
Wow.
Swatted out of there along that baseline. Number 3 tried to let it go early and kind of floated over the defender, but at its apex.
Crew is starting to build a little momentum here. You're starting to see a couple of highlight plays out of them.
Well, that's one of those disheartening sort of shots right there that just takes it out of you. Lions, though, with an opportunity to get on the board in the first overtime, and they leave it short with a right-handed floater. KREW with the rebound the other direction. Oh, throws his body into the defender, trying to draw the foul, and does exactly what he was trying to do. He gets the whistle, gets the benefit of the call.
Skinz making his opinion known there.
I might agree with him.
With the call. If you were a James Harden sympathizer, you're all in on that. That was a great call. Yeah, I'm not either. So I agree. Terrible call. It was a very, very Harden-esque move there.
First foul shot is good. Second one, back rim, no good. Long rebound, tapped out, and it's controlled by the KREW.
KREW has the energy right now.
Chance here to get 3 this trip down the floor, or 4 from distance. They're on top here by a digit, 63-62. Drives around his man, now kicks it out, almost stolen away. Gets it right back in the corner. Toes on the line, his shot no good. Rebound still loose on the floor. Lions come away with it. They got numbers, 2-on-1, and they'll take the lead. Nice look and a good pass. 64-63, Lions go in front by a point. Under a minute to play here in this overtime. KREW with the basketball. Needing to get it across the timeline. He's able to do so. He'll drive. He'll try to feed. Ball almost stolen away, but the Lions knock it out of bounds. It stays with the KREW. Well, this is an excellent basketball game we're being treated to here.
It is. The KREW, they really don't know much about slowing down, as we do see them slow down here, but every time they got a chance to run in transition, that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, we got a foul. Trying to turn over his left shoulder and get that one towards the rim. You could argue that that foul was committed on the floor with the multiple pump fakes, but it's that gray area.
It is open to interpretation. Officials definitely well within their right to call a shooting foul.
So a 2-shot foul upcoming here. 64-63, KREW trailing by a point.
See, this is where Skin needs a ball boy, like I used to be for the Mavericks. You get me out there with a.
You got a chance to do that. How cool was that? How much fun was that?
That was a lot of fun. You know, I got a couple photos of me standing next to Shaquille O'Neal and shoot around lines and LeBron, and it was a great experience for.
How do you apply for that? You know, how do you get that job?
The way you do it is you participate in the Mavericks summer camps and be a halfway decent player there and get asked to come apply. Guy reviewing the applications was the same guy that asked, so that went well, and it was a lot of fun. Great experience.
So tie ball game at 64 as he splits the foul shots. 35 seconds left for the game. And a foul.
So I'll ask you right now, do you think we're going to go to the 1st to 7
you know what? No,
overtime?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Somebody's
all right.
going to make a shot.
Who you got?
Well, I tell you, I'm going to go with the Lions.
All right, I got KREW.
I feel like they got more options. I feel like they got more options. There's one of them as he drives inside. Can't get it to go, and the rebound is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lions, and so they can turn the shot clock off here with 20.7 left, and they can just hold for the last shot.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and retract my pick of the KREW.
Lions in possession. All square at 64. 10 seconds left in the game. In the jump circle now with 7. Crosses his man over, gets inside all the way to the cup, throws it up wildly, no good. And we will see, well, is that going in? Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, that was the third one today that has almost gone from near full court, or at least 3/4.
First team to 7 is around the corner. All square at 64.
Very close. We see a revision to the format here.
Double overtime, all square at 64 is the Lions and the KREW. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma Skins League basketball.
You know, I'm glad they decided to go ahead and give in and give us 2 more minutes worth of this instead of first to 7. This has been such a good game. It'd just be a shame to end it abnormally.
Lions will start the second overtime with the possession. Nice play right there, and the long rebound off the back rim, and an offensive rebound along the right baseline. And on the pogo stick, goes right back up towards the rim. No good, but he's fouled, and we'll go to the line for a pair. So our first points of the second overtime. A chance to be notched at the charity stripe. First foul shot is good. 65-64, 1:45 to go in this second overtime. In overtime, the clock stops at every dead ball. And 2 for 2 that trip. Rattles home the second one. 2 big foul shots. Typically the first team that scores in overtime wins about like 92% of the time. At least that's a stat I just made up.
Free throws in this overtime come on the second foul, no matter what.
That shot no good, but an offensive rebound for the KREW. A 3 for the lead, and that one in and out no good. Rebound taken down by the KREW. Their third crack at it this trip. No good again. They get it right back, and this time can't get it to go. We got a foul underneath as the KREW with 4 shots that trip. Offensive rebounding. Always paramount.
We had one Lion, wanted a jump ball, and the other wanted to travel. Unfortunately, neither one got
another offensive rebound as he goes right back up, gets his own miss, and Mello ties the game at 66.
How'd you know that?
Said it on the back of his jersey. Almost 60 seconds left for the second overtime. A drive, an alley-oop.
There it is.
As he went right to left across the lane with the ball, and Johnny on the spot. A 3 for the lead, no good. Another offensive rebound. This time a stick back with a left hand, no good. And again, the KREW with another crack at it. Trailing by a bucket here, 68-66, the left hand floater, no good. Another loose ball and a rebound. Pulled down by the Lions. They'll push it into the front court. Gets past his man along the baseline, finds a cutter, and he's fouled, and that is not a very good call.
That is not a good call at all. There's only one man in this building right now that believes that call.
Yikes. 68-66, and a chance here to maybe salt this one away just a little bit. If he can knock down 2 of them, make it a 2-possession game at 33 seconds left for the second overtime.
That was questionable.
Highly questionable.
Highly questionable.
Ball don't lie. So that's a huge miss. The best you can do here is make it a 3-point game and keep it out of possession. Splits the foul shots. So 69-66, Lions in front by 3. The KREW into the front court with 24 seconds on the clock. They'll pull up with a quick 2 with the left elbow. No good. Gets his own rebound. Throws it up towards the rim. No good. Rebound Lions, and they can run the clock out here, but they got to get it into the front court, and there's a foul. Well, if you're the KREW right there, you might take your time with that one and force them to have to beat the 8-second clock, but they can't do it. Three-point advantage and a chance to put the nails in the coffin here. So the Lions may get out of here after what could have been a disheartening finish to regulation with a prayer 3-point attempt on a turnaround after a chase down rebound.
It is good resiliency certainly shown by the Lions.
A 2-for-2 trip, 5-point advantage, 71-66, and that's all but it here, as I believe the KREW will call a timeout. They'll advance to half court.
Does not look like the Lions are heading back to San Antonio tonight.
That's a long drive.
It is. Sure is.
What would that be, 6 hours from here?
Yeah, would have to be something like that.
What does it take us to get here?
From Dallas, it's 3.5.
To get here?
I guess you would just take 35 all the way down.
Yeah, you take 35 all the way down, but
probably significantly more than that. Well, what is San Antonio?
Because it's
Dallas?
only it's like
Austin's 3, so San Antonio would be 4 from Dallas. So it's about 7.5 hours. It's 3.5.
Yeah, I guess
us.
San Antonio further south. Yeah. It's a long drive. It's a full day's work worth of driving.
It is. So luckily for them, they get another night here.
There's a 3 to make it a 2-point game. Back rim, no good. Under 10 to go, and there's a rebound on a steal. It's a 3-point game, and they'll throw it up ahead. A foul is committed, though, in the backcourt. So one possession game here now, but you miss 2 foul shots. You give the KREW an opportunity to.
Another prayer. If the Lions have learned anything, it is do not even give the KREW a prayer.
Still
Oh,
breathing.
Still
breathing.
Wow.
Second one is good.
That will do it.
4-point advantage. They'll get it in. And now a 3 is short, no good. The rebound put in, and it'll be a 72-70 victory for the Lions. Excellent game, 2 overtimes, and the KREW comes up just short. But boy, I tell you, you couldn't have asked for a better finish to regulation, as they had a chance to really steal one here. Unable to do it, though.
I believe we're going to get Kenny Anderson.
All right, so the Lions come away with a 2 overtime victory. What's your name? Where are you from, man?
Ray Sean Wynn from San Antonio.
You were right. That is the San Antonio skyline back there.
Yeah.
I cheated. Chris Skinner told me where they're from.
Where's the? What is it? 7.5, 8 hours from here?
Yeah, 7.
7.
Oh,
All right. Well, let's talk about this ball game for a second. First of all, are you familiar with Kenny Anderson?
No, sir.
You need here. Let me put that mic up to you. Is that
Yes,
on?
sir.
There we go. You need to go look up Kenny Anderson. That's who I compared you to. He's an old guard. He used to play. Was drafted by the Nets in what 90?
yeah.
90,
Yeah,
91?
back in the day.
Oh, see, I was only
Played
like
him
4 years old.
Oh, wow. First of all, great game.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the way this one finished in regulation. That can be disheartening.
Yeah.
When you feel like you've earned a victory,
And you hit
you've
it.
done enough to pull one out at the end, and then where they kind of hit one on a long rebound, just a turnaround
And he
three-pointer. Yeah.
I mean, they say he do that every time. That's how he makes his
He,
threes.
he does that. That's the only way he makes
That's what
threes.
they told me. Yeah.
Talk about that play in for just a moment, and kind of at that time,
The whole,
can that bring a team down?
yeah. Well, it didn't bring us down. If it was a game winner, we would have been, heartbroken. But I was supposed to get the backside rebound, and I didn't box out. He got it, turned around, made the 3. I mean, it happens.
Do you feel like you probably could have scored more?
No,
You don't feel like you could have scored more this afternoon?
I feel like I could have got more assists.
Got more assists. So you are a true point guard. You like to distribute the basketball.
Yeah, distribute and just shoot. I really like to shoot.
Do you feel like you missed some
Yeah.
easy shots though?
A lot of easy
That's
shots.
what I mean by it.
A lot of easy shots.
Because you got to the rim at will.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you still like to be a distribute first point
Yeah.
guard, even though you feel like you can get to the rim at any time you want.
Yes, sir.
Questions?
One question: where'd you go to school?
Justin High School.
And you, I guess, played varsity ball there?
Yes, sir.
No college ball?
No, well, I went to prep school in North Carolina, but came back home. My grandma had passed away, and I just left basketball alone for like a year or two.
So when did you pick it back up?
Just this year.
Really?
I've been trying to get back right with the team.
Yeah. Did you played with these guys, I guess, in high school?
No, I'm 21. They're like 30. I'm just trying to pick up some basketball.
Well, very cool, man. Hopefully you guys keep on marching on, and maybe that several $1,000s is in your sights.
That'll be good.
Hey, we appreciate your time and congratulations. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Lions with a 2 overtime victory, and they will be continuing their trip here and won't have to go home to San Antonio tonight. More Skinz League basketball on Players Revolution Sports, Players Revolution TV, a production of Players Revolution Media. Jamie Horton, Ryan Gerardo. Stick around. More from Oklahoma City around the corner.